Hi guys, HikGuru here, I hope you're well. Now before we get started, I wanted to let you know that we now have an online store that you can purchase products from. We're adding new items every day, but if there's something specific you're after, drop me a message and we'll add it on there for you. So today we're going to be installing a PTZ with a box corner bracket, really nice and straightforward. We're going to be installing it up on that corner there, just below that existing camera. So here we have the corner bracket. I've actually drilled some slightly larger holes in the fixing points. This is to allow me to accommodate some 10mm by 100mm DeWalt screw bolts, which I find are the best for securing heavy loads. First off, let's jump up our secured ladder with the corner bracket and my marking pen. When we secure these brackets, you want to try and make sure you are drilling into the brick and not into the mortar. This provides a better fixation point. So try and line it up the best that you can. As you can see, all 4 holes are lined up nicely on solid brick. Grab my green Marksman marker pen to mark the drill holes, great bit of kit. And there we have it, 4 marked holes. Right, so for these screw bolts you need a 10mm hole, but first off I'm going to use a smaller drill bit just to make sure I don't crack any brick. Let's jump up our ladder with the drill bits. Drill our pilot holes first, nice and slowly. Now switch over our drill bit to the 10mm and get those drilled as well. Now those are drilled, I'm going to mount our box bracket to the corner bracket itself. We'll undo these screws here. That then folds around and hooks off. Put that to one side. We've then got 4 screws that go into here and line up on there. Let's remove our rear cap, as that's where our cable will come through. Let's remove the bottom gland and put the cap on the bottom. Now let's line up our 4 holes onto the corner bracket. Let's screw the 4 screws that came with the bracket into the holes. Make sure you screw them a little bit at a time, going from corner to corner so they are evenly tightened and not cross-threaded. Now for our screw bolts, I've got a socket attachment that fits onto my impact driver. Let's grab our 4 bolts, grab our bracket and jump up our ladder carefully. Let's line up the bracket with the drill holes. You're going to want to twist the bolt in slightly so the bolt holds itself. Then we'll grab our impact driver and impact her in, but not all the way until we've done the others. Leave it slightly loose. Now we'll do the opposite corner. And finally, our last screw. Now go over all 4 bolts, making sure they're nice and tight. And lastly, just make sure it's secure, which it certainly is. We're now going to fit the PTZ to the arm bracket itself. We'll grab that foam out of the box and rest the PTZ onto there so to not scratch the camera. you're going to want to shove all of these cables through the arm, like so. Once it's through, pull it from the other side and push it from the opposite side as well. Now if you see here, one of the side of the camera has a flat edge, and inside of the bracket has a small outward notch. These have to be aligned for it to go on. Once it's all the way in, we're then going to turn the bracket around until it can't go any further. We're going to grab our Allen key and tighten these two bolts here. Make sure to push down on the arm whilst tightening, just to make sure that the arm and the camera is flush. The PTZ is now secure onto the arm. You're now going to want to attach the safety carabiner to the arm like this. Simply clicks on. Right, now I've got our cable through the rear of the bracket. I've also thrown on the gland on the rear of the bracket. I wouldn't say it's necessary as it's a fairly water-free area, but I might as well use it. I've also put our RJ45 connector on our Cat6 cable, along with the cable gland. This is an absolute must to keep it watertight. Now let's grab our camera and simply hook the hinge onto the box bracket like so. Let's plug our cable into the camera and do up our gland. Now carefully tidy these cables into the bracket itself, making sure they won't get trapped when we close the bracket, like so. We can now close the bracket and tighten the 4 bolts with the included Allen key. I've got a drill bit on my impactor to make it slightly quicker, but I'm not going to tighten them all the way. I'm going to leave that for the Allen key at the end, just so I know that I don't over tighten them. That's it. Now I'm going to clean off the camera slightly as I've mucked it up with my dirty hands. Make it look nice and fresh. And that is it. Lovely stuff. Did you know I've actually fitted a red laser onto this camera so that when intrusion detection is activated and the camera starts to smart track, a red laser locks onto the target as if a sniper was aiming at the person. Pretty naughty stuff, eh? But so cool. Right guys, that is it for today's video. Please do let me know should you need any further advice. Remember to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.